Brace yourself. In 2023, Grand Theft Auto 5 is 10 years old, and I am now a talking pile of dust. But that's the deal. Father Time comes for us all and our game collections. 2023 sees so many games turning 10, their sprightly stars slipping into the gaming equivalent of old age. Commander Shepard is swapping biotic powers for gut-healthy biotic yogurt. The only thing Raiden is blending up is food, and if Rayman had knees, they'd be starting to click. I'm not just here to rag on creaking mascots. Time's been cruel to all of us. 10 years ago, I looked like this, and I'm guessing that's Dave. Either way, today's video is all about making you feel old as hell as I utter these world-shattering words. The following 10 games are 10 years old. They belong in a museum. If you played them, you belong in a museum.
Whoa, what's all this then, huh? Curse lifted, is it? Tidy!
Starting with a biggie then, The Last of Us released on the 14th of June 2013, and the whole world changed as a result. I don't just mean the in-game world, ravaged by the cordyceps brain infection, as sympathetically demonstrated at the time by these fresh-faced pups. No, I'm talking about a world-conquering franchise that has since spawned a remaster, a remake, a sequel, and a TV series, not to mention a multiplayer edition in the works. Its age seems shocking because it's still so fresh. The blunt force trauma of its world, the vivid horror of croaking human truffle hybrids, the very specific memory of the bit in the hotel basement that I dread on every replay, and of course, that bond between father and surrogate daughter. I honestly believe The Last of Us will hit just as hard in another 10 years, and maybe by then, Nath's condition will have cleared up.
I literally left the channel so I wouldn't have to do this.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is an anniversary that scares me. Released on the 17th of September 2013, I've lived longer in Los Santos than I have in most of my real-life homes. Could I direct you to dry cleaners in my current city? No way. Ask me where Perseus is, and I'm all, oh yeah, just take a left turn after the fire engine I flipped and then nip across the storm drain. No problem. The 10 years here sneak up on you because it's never been away. Whether you've lived a second naughty life in GTA Online or played increasingly pretty remasters on PS4 or PS5, it's always been there. It's still amazing to me that these roads, forests and deserts are running on 10-year-old hardware, driving down the coastal highway with Baker Street blasting out, for copyright reasons you'll just have to imagine it, tearing through busy intersections in a gleaming sports car, or just drinking in all the tiny world details of Michael's luxury pad. This was some serious 2013 witchcraft. The resolution may have gotten sharper over the years, but all the core magic was back here 10 years ago. Hey, just like PlayStation Access. Wait, does that make one of us Trevor? From one city of sin to a slightly higher city of sin, it's Bioshock Infinite, aka the weirdest holiday I ever took. 1 second you're rowing towards an old lighthouse, the next you're listening to pop bangers sung by a barbershop quartet and doing battle with racist sky wizards. It's a tough one to write up on TripAdvisor. Weather was beautiful, did not like it when crows came out of my hands, 3 stars. Few games in the following decade have shown us such sights or sounds, or given us a tale as loopy as that of Booker DeWitt, the man sent to rescue a damsel in distress, only to find said damsel could rip a hole in the multiverse. Of course, since then, everyone's done the multiverse thing. We visited one for a bit, and all that changed was that Rosie now spoke slightly limited French.
Embryo est me listu capon.
But in 2013, this stuff seemed pretty cool. Of course, we could have done with Rosie's slightly limited French when Bioshock Infinite's DLC Burial at Sea later whisked us to Paris. You can tell it's authentic from the boy with the baguette. Yeah, that's also 10 years old. Double whammy.
Bonjour, je me sens vieux.
Of course, 2013 wasn't just about PS3. If you had a PS Vita, I hope you found room in your heart for the miraculous Tearaway, aka what Media Molecule did after Little Big Planet. Yes, that was 10 years ago too. If you played this, your skin is now more creased than a papercraft world. This was the title that put the game in origami and showed what the Vita could do, and even used the camera to decorate the world with pictures of your 2013 self. It's a reverse Dorian Gray. As your real skin turns to paper, there'll always be a corner in Tearaway where you are forever beautiful. Have you noticed how the games of today are obsessed with psychological realism? Once upon a time, the carefree murder men of gaming killed with impunity, but they now have to deal with things like feelings and guilt and childcare. Serves you right for doing all of them murders. For Lara Croft fans, this is old news. In 2013, Tomb Raider dared to ask the question, what is it actually like to be a Tomb Raider? The answer? Pretty blimmin' rough, it turns out. Lara swapped first-class travel between gorgeous tourist hotspots for a rickety boat ride to an island of relentless horror. You don't even do much raiding on Yamatai, the game preferring other, less enjoyable verbs like crushing, drowning, running and hiding. And that's before you get to QuickTime event deaths that are so unbelievably horrible I can only show you footage of Delsin reacting to them. The last 10 years have been filled with countless attempts to humanise the superhuman avatars of yesteryear, but it's amazing to see Lara lead the charge and break through that barrier, and break lots of bones doing it. Ah, Hotline Miami, the arcade murder fest that landed on PS3 and PS Vita on the 25th of June 2013 and instantly wormed its way into the darkest recesses of our minds with hypnotic beats and equally hypnotic beatings. It's a game that's so compelling it's still being played 13 years from now in The Last of Us Part 2, where it proves so immersive you won't even notice an angel of vengeance coming to shank you. Fair play, keeping your Vita in good nick for 26 years. I'd have swapped mine for a baseball bat on day one of the outbreak. The crazy thing about Hotline Miami is that it basically put Devolver on the map. In 2013, they'd published several Serious Sam shooters, but this game, a throbbing top-down onslaught of bludgeoning and blood spatter, became their calling card. Think of all the games that followed: Shadow Warrior, Ollie Ollie, Hatoful Boyfriend, Fall Guys. 10 years ago, all that was a glint in the eye of someone about to get whacked in the face with a door. Are there enough humans alive in The Last of Us Part 2 to fill a Fall Guys lobby, do you think? Speaking of things that got truly massive in the last 10 years, Assassin's Creed. Remember when the first game was basically kill 9 people and you'd still be able to get back to the monastery in time for tea? Now they're ever-evolving services that offer more game than you can play in a lifetime. Your ancestors will have to hijack your genetic memory just to have a shot at hitting the level cap. But right in the middle of the timeline, 29th of October 2013, sits Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, the Goldilocks of stabbing games. Not too stabby, not unstabby, but just stabby enough. This was Creed Does Pirates, and doing them brilliantly well. An open-world Caribbean where each island tempted you towards it with the promise of sandy shankings, while a sea patrolled by enemy ships ensured every journey would erupt with thunderous cannon combat, and that good bit in films where you swing onto the other guy's boat. In fact, naval combat proved so compelling 10 years ago that it's getting a standalone game all these years later in Ubisoft's Skull and Bones. So, here's to 10 years of the pirate's life and all that lovely water they sail on. Oh, look at those waves. Oh my God.
Ah, there's a tug of the wind at my hair. I find a bracing comfort in the feel and smell of the ocean.
On the 29th of November 2013, PlayStation 4 arrived, which you probably remember because it's also the day we got Resogun. Yes, 10 years of this scorching beauty. That's 10 years of weaving through waves of neon death. 10 years of nursing your Nova bombs. 10 years of us knowing the word voxel, which is just a pixel with ideas above its station. 10 years of Nathan reminding everyone of that time he was one of the top 50 players in the world.
I was one of the top 50 Resogun players in the world.
That unbearable smugness aside, there's no denying the impact Resogun had on Access in 2013. It's one of those games where, if you know, you know. In a PS4 lineup packed with shiny shooters, this was the secret visual powerhouse that got us salivating for the 10 years to come. It may be getting on in years, but it feels as fresh as it did back then. And our skills are just as fresh too, right, Nath?
Oh, please don't look at the leaderboards.
They say absence makes the heart grow fonder, and that's absolutely true for Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. The most recent entry into the Thiefs series is now over 10 years old, originally releasing on the 5th of February 2013. Thieves in Time, more like Thieves Lost in Time. This one saw our anti-hero Raccoon embark on robberies to retrieve and protect Sly's family legacy, the Thievius Raccoonus, which starts disappearing in this game thanks to the nefarious meddling of Cyril the Paradox. Cue a time-bending adventure through Sly's family tree to rewrite history and save the Cooper name from falling into obscurity, alongside ironing out the explosive relationship between Sly and Carmelita Fox that's reached boiling point. It's a testament to Sly's charm that it doesn't feel like a game from 10 years ago. He feels as fun and as relevant as he ever did. Unlike some video game adjacent animals. What to pick for our 10th game? Gran Turismo 6 perhaps? Batman Arkham Origins? Brothers A Tale of Two Sons? All 10, all making us old as hell. Well, it's none of those. Rosie bribed me with Haribo so she could talk about Deadly Premonition.
Yes, it's time for a game which has genuinely left a huge mark in gaming, Deadly Premonition Director's Cut, released on the 30th of April 2013. You play as FBI agent Francis York, who's gone to a little town called Greenvale to solve the murder of resident Anna Graham and identify the Raincoat Killer. Now, this may seem like a standard case, but there is so much more to this game than meets the eye. Don't you agree, Zach? Supernatural events surround the case and the town. Dreams help you figure out what on earth is going on. There's a friend called Zach who seems to live in York's head. There are revelations from coffee.
Did you see that, Zach? F.K. in the coffee. I knew I could count on it.
Movie facts on every car trip. A lovely whistling song which you would not expect from a game with these shadow monsters trying to kill you. Scenarios you would never expect, and you get paid for shaving your beard. This game has got everything, and it's still being talked about, referenced, and played 10 years later. I still really need to try a turkey, strawberry jam and cereal sandwich, as I've heard they're amazing. At least, so says Mr. Stewart.
I've been through a lot of crazy situations, but that one takes the cake.
While we leave Rosie to deal with whatever's going on there are plenty more 10-year-old games to celebrate this year, and stressfully plenty that are even older, looking at you, 25-year-old Spyro the Dragon. So shout about your favourites in the comments below. Which game's birthday will you be celebrating? Don't forget to give this video a like if you liked it, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with loads more fun stuff from the world of PlayStation. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.